For investors, by investors. You're listening to the only show on the planet for real estate investors, wholesalers, rehabbers, landlords, private lenders, cash buyers, fix and flippers. This is Real Estatepreneurs.
Hey guys, welcome back. You're listening to the second part of last week's episode. Let's jump back in.
How did you make the transition, Mark? How did you realize, because I think that there's a good point that we kind of brushed over earlier, and I think this would be huge for the real estatepreneurs out there, is the idea that, hey, I've had enough real estate events and I need to go to business building, leadership. How did you realize that you needed that?
I don't know if I realized it. Again, I'm not that smart, so I'm not acting like I'm smart here. I think I saw something a long time ago. It might have been at an event somewhere, because I used to do a lot of copywriting events. I always wanted to learn marketing. That's kind of what was my thing, because I know, first of all, every business, their real business is marketing. It just happens they sell something else. They're selling something and that's their product. So we all think we're in the real estate business, but really we're in the marketing business and our product's real estate. So that's a whole nother story. But I was at an event and I think I heard something like McDonald's discovered the drive-through through a banking convention. Right? Because banks have drive-throughs. Why can't I drive through and get my food? I don't know if that's a real story or not, but I remember hearing that. This is like late 90s maybe. So I started thinking, I'm like, and then I'd go to real estate events and everyone had the same exact problems, but no one had the real solution. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why is everyone, and these are all older people, so I didn't really talk much then because I was kind of the small fish in there. And I'm like, why is everyone talking about the same? What's the solution? Where's the opportunity in this problem? And everyone just problem. It's the same shit, literally year after year after year. And then it's a pitch fest, right? A lot of these events are pitch fest. And I'm like, I want to grow. Everyone's, high paying jobs. They got all cool stuff going on, but like, I want to create a real business. I want to be known for something bigger. So I just started going to events like that were business building, like business owners, business, the local Chamber of Commerce events where it was multiple types of businesses, not all the same, guys. It was very ancestral. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like the truth is if you were my competitor, Jonathan and Nate, and we're in the same exact market and we're going to the same exact event, it's very hard to want to be honest with you 100% to tell you how I'm getting all my great deals. Because it's a copy. Everyone's copying each other. It's just what happens. So, and again, it's not like I didn't want to tell them the truth, but like, are you telling them the truth? Even when you're saying it out loud. And I felt like it was just it just was weird. It changed my life when I stopped going to real estate events.
There you go. There's a lesson right there.
Yeah. There's a thing that you've mentioned to me in the past, and you mentioned it on a call not that long ago. You used to take an ad out when you were younger, right?
Yep.
Classified ad. What was that classified ad?
It's funny. I'm going to do this actually. I'm calling it's in the Columbus Dispatch, and on the Columbus Dispatch, because I was lonely back then. We didn't have the internet, social media, and all that stuff. It was all newspaper driven. So I used to run ads saying, local investor looking for a mentor, and I'd meet these older guys at like Bob Evans down on Olentangy River Road, and they're like, "Dude, I wish my grandson was like you." I used to run that ad, and I want to get it because it was I met people every week on that ad. I was spending $28 a week or whatever. Every Sunday it would drop and I'd get 3 or 4 calls and it'd be an older gentleman on the phone. He's like, "Hey, let's meet up." And it really created some cool opportunities.
Boy, that's backwards. Now it's real estate investor seeks apprentice.
Exactly.
Yeah, but and interesting enough, it goes back to the relationship piece.
Yep, exactly.
So what are you excited about now, man? What are you working on now? I know that we talk a lot about legacy, about making a bigger impact. Not too long ago, you and the DM family built a village in Haiti, or pretty much built most of a village in Haiti, raising $150,000. What are you most excited about now?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm always excited about giving back to the next level, making the impact, right? Care 360, if you will. The DM family, I'm constantly thinking about how to keep that tight, solid, develop and grow and lead by example, not just talk. I have that group called the DM Alliance where we joint venture with other investors and wholesalers in local marketplaces. We have right now 7 guys in there right now. We just started that a month ago. Really getting excited about that because we're able to make, again, take my 23 years of experience and become that magician and let them do the mule work and then help them become magicians. And then, so really develop some amazing talent from ground up And what's interesting about that to me, I really believe, because the type of people we're getting in that group, these are guys I'm thinking 20 years from now, we're all sitting on a yacht celebrating $1 billion sell each, like they're going to create strategic alliances. They're going to make money. They're going to actually learn the mindset. A lot of people think everything's about real estate. All this stuff's mindset, right? So consciously focusing on emotional intelligence. I'm really trying to get tighter with that, guys. Pay attention to the thought on the thought. Why am I thinking this way? Like when you get a bill, like, oh my God, how does it make you feel? Good, bad, negative, positive, whatever. And does it get you excited? When I say, Jonathan, hire someone, you might be like, no, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, why not, why not, why not? And you're thinking, well, I don't have money. I don't want to do this. I don't want, like, whoever, right? Like, it's like, where's that coming from? Fear, lack of, like, there's a lot of these weird baggage we all have. So it's just how do we get conscious of it, and how do we like learn from it, and a lot of people are thinking on stuff that doesn't serve them. It doesn't serve you, like worrying about all the stuff that you can't even control. Everyone's waiting to get it right. I've never met anybody that's got anything right. We're constantly improving. My hair, my shampoo, and I don't have much hair left, but my shampoo always says new and improved. So even our shampoo, everything's being new and improved and growing and developing, evolving. So right now, my media company, I really want to take that to the next level. And probably the biggest thing I'm most excited about, because I'm starting to get a lot better shape and become healthier, more aware of that, is, the supplement business with Nate and Jeremy. So I'm really, really excited about that.
So what was your time on the burpee challenge?
Oh, dude. My first one is 11:40 or something like that. I've not got under 10 minutes yet, man. It's tough for me.
First off, push-up or no push-up?
Got to do push-ups, right? Got to do push-ups. An inside joke for the group, but like every burpee is a push-up. It's guaranteed. I know it is. But isn't it?
Did I hear this right? You've already completed one round of 75 hard and you're going back for more?
Today's day 2 for me again, man. I'm excited.
Why would you do that?
I love it, man. I actually was excited for it because I was literally telling Dean, I was like, I want to do something crazy. I want, again. And literally Andy and all those guys started talking about it. And he's like, dude, I'm doing it again. I'm like, I want to do it again too. I was kind of thinking about it. So it was like perfect timing, and, misery loves company, man.
I'm on day 60. That's why I didn't join you on the burpee challenge.
Are you day 60?
Yeah, day 60. All right. So there's something that I want to go back to that we didn't touch on, or I don't think we touched on. We kind of danced around, but all of us, we all suffer from it. It's tough. We get into our groove. We're doing our thing. Things are going good. We have a little extra time and we think we need to be doing more or switching. How did you know, like, all right, I'm maxed out on real estate? Was it that you were maxed out on your ability there? Or was it something else that told you I need to try a different vertical, something different, something new?
Well, the problems kept persisting. Like, our profits were shrinking. Problems were persisting. It was the same problems in the same situation. So we started looking at it, is it the problem or is it the situation? And what it was is we're just tapping out of the same market. You can only go to the well so many times and produce more. So it's like we've had to find the happy median, 30 to 50 deals, depending on the type of product, the size of product, and how quickly we want to turn it. Like, we're not doing big rehabs. If you do big rehabs, there's more product. If you do little rehabs, there's less product. If you do no rehab, there's very little product. So it's just understanding, like, being conscious of it. The hardest part, honestly, to all this is ego, right? I want to do 100 deals a month, Okay, but what does that prove? Like, I'm not emotionally attached to it anymore. So Peter kind of runs that day to day. I was more like, Peter, what would we tell ourselves if we were consulting ourselves as a company? Like, it'd say, stop acting silly, don't waste money, and be a business person, not an emotional business person. So kind of started pulling the plug on different marketing channels and seeing where our money was being spent and made, and just started making executive decisions for the betterment of the company.
Company comes first, because you just kind of grazed over it. And I know you have a book coming out, but I don't think our listeners have ever heard The Magician or the Mule. Can you just share that with us?
Yeah, guys, we all know we're built as mules. It's how we've been raised our whole life, right? Mules either die or quit. And when they find out they have a mule in any company or anything in general, they throw more on your back, right? They're going to give you more until you tap out. There's no other way out. Die or quit. Most people don't quit. They die. So what happens is, like, I discovered, like, magician effect. All of us have it, you, me, and Nate, and guys we know, like, we can, like, create something, hand it off, let people build it up, and be the magician. Like, we're at, like, a podcast shows a magician effect. We can talk for an hour and it could get heard thousands of hours. Now, it's not who we know, it's who knows us. Our podcast show is built to push out and bring people closer by sharing information. So that's a magician type effect. A mule effect is going door to door. Hi, my name's Jonathan. I have a podcast show. Can I share my story today with you? Like, that'd be very muling. And the problem is mules are celebrated, right? Back in the day, think about this guy. I work 10 hours. Oh, dude, I work 12 today. Oh, good job, man. I work 16. Like, someone's always out muling you. It's like, guys like us, we're hanging out. We're like, dude, like, people ask us, like, what'd you do today? It's like, kind of haven't done anything, you know, like, in all seriousness, but money's coming in, business is being built, things are happening. That's very magician style. Not to say we're not doing anything. It's just different work, right? So where I grew up and how you guys grew up, like, if you shake someone's hand and they don't have calluses all over their hand, they're lazy. It's like, dude, your mom and daddy taking care of you? Like, what are you doing? So, like, everyone works really hard and has calluses galore. And not anymore. I don't anymore. But at the end of the day, we have calluses on the brain because we're working different, unfortunately. But the fact is, it's just different types of work, different outcomes too. Mules have max. You can only make so much money as a mule too. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. My dad's a mule. I have two dads. I have a mule and a magician dad. My wife's dad is my magician dad. My dad is the mule dad. His back earns him all his money. My other dad is his brain earns him all his money. So I'm glad to have those influences.
That's pretty amazing. You got to write the next book, not Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but Mule Dad, Magician Dad.
Ass dad and brain dad.
Exactly.
Nate, what else? We're coming up towards the end here. We got Mr. DM. We're holding him from his anniversary celebration.
No, you don't hold me from anything, man. I'm here for you guys. I'll do whatever.
I wanted to get into the magician versus mule. So no, you brought that up. I wanted to get into that. I think it's important. That's a huge lesson. Point out, like, you don't just instantly become a magician. Like, I still have mule days.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And I have mule days. I've got magician days. And then I have calls like this. And I'm like, man, I feel like I might just be a mule every day. Yeah. So, and then start thinking, all right, well, cool. And I think the big shift for people is, if you are doing the mule, what shifts are you going to make? And if you get conscious on that and go, all right, man, I'm the mule right now. I'm not the magician. What can I put in place to become the magician? Mm-hmm. So for you, example, like, Mark, what's one or two tips you'd give someone that right now they just heard that analogy, their eyes just got wide open and they're like, man, that makes so much sense. I'm a mule. How the hell do I get out of this, vicious circle? So what would you give them?
Well, I mean, there's a lot to it, but guys, again, Nate's right. Like, this is a process. The biggest key is being proactive with the conversation, not reactive. Mules are very reactive because they don't have time to be thinking or proactive because you're so deep into it. You can't. Everything's boom, 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 like coming to you 100 miles per hour. So taking 10 or 15 minutes a day saying, what did my day consist of? We all have those days where we feel like we're working all day and nothing got done. Right? That's the mule effect. Like, your work's never done. That's the problem with the mule. You're never done. There's more work to do. As a magician, there's more work to do, but it's different types of work. Kind of like the analogy, like Jonathan door knocking. Same thing in marketing. Or here's another analogy I use often. Say if you and I want to dig a hole, Nate, 100 foot wide, 50 foot long, and 12 feet deep. You're outside and you have a spoon. And you're digging in the ground. You're like, dude, I'm muling it out. I'm working hard. Like, you're bragging about, I'm working hard. Sun's down. It's hot as hell. And I'm right next door to you. And I got a Traco, the 6-foot bucket, dude. I'm working hard, but I'm pushing a couple buttons. And I'm going to be done in 3 hours. It's going to take you 200 hours. We're both working hard. I think it's kind of the ego gets in the way saying, but I don't want to spend $700 an hour on the Traco. It's like, well, become the magicians invest. We don't spend. Like, we do both, but like, we're thinking about investing in things. Like, I'm chasing time. I'm trying to buy time. So when time becomes really important to you, you start figuring out how to get more of it. And that's either hiring people, systematizing, processes, procedures, and or cutting. Like I said, real estate was hard for me because real estate's been my identity for 23 years. It's what I'm known as to myself and others. So for me, not wanting to grow my real estate investment company the way I thought it would look, it's an emotional ego. You gotta have a real talk with yourself and know, what am I doing this for? So time is, we all want more time. At least I do. I know you guys do too, but.
Oh, all day.
Yeah.
You're like, what's your perfect work day look like? I don't know. What's your perfect day look like? I don't know. Hang at the beach.
Yeah.
Going to an 8-year-old sporting event. Hitting up Lydia's horseback riding lessons.
Yeah.
And
this stuff changes as we get older.
Yeah.
Priorities. opportunities, obstacles, like things are changing, you know? So I think it's just being conscious. I think, you know, this emotional intelligence thing's a big deal to me. Like, how do we get more emotionally intelligent? The thought on the thought, you guys know I talk about Todd all the time. To me, it's like these all tie together. But like, again, when you're working, asking yourself, taking a couple minutes, just saying why, and I'm not saying not to work. We all work. We actually enjoy working, right? So, but if you're working smarter and you're working strategically and you're working towards something bigger than yourself, to me, that's not a mule. That's more like magician style stuff. But like email, right, Nate? We can type in one email and send to 100,000 people, or we can sit down in front of our computer and send one email at a time. You know, like they both work. The question is, which one do you want to be a part of? I want to be the magician.
Hey, absolutely. You know, this kind of shifts gears a little bit, but one thing that you made that had a huge effect on me and might help people become the magician faster is because the mules, what happened is you work and work and work and you feel like nothing got done, right? But one question I think you asked, I'm not sure exactly how you phrased it, but it's, am I happy? If this were my last day, am I happy with the results that have happened? And is my family in a position am I happy where they're going to be at, right? Are they going to be proud? Kind of along those lines, right?
Right.
And then as Sean Whalen at the event said, he's like, what the F do you really want? You know? And those two kind of questions been weighing on me. And when I think of those those scenarios, it makes me come back and go, all right, I got to be the magician. Right.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think the biggest thing too, on top of that is like, what do you want to be remembered for? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be sitting there, people looking at my casket saying, wow, he was such an amazing mule. He worked so hard. You know, like that's a real thing, right? Like, again, like, and by the way, guys, if you're like a mule, like I'm not knocking it. It's a real thing. Like the truth is there's never going to be a shortage of mules. That's how we've been designed. Awareness is the biggest factor. And then once you realize like, oh my God, I don't want to be I don't want to be remembered as a mule. I want like people to say, and guys, we have this because people tell us all the time, right? For all three of us here, it's like, dude, what the hell do you do all day? How are you able to live this amazing life? You don't even go to work. Like, how's this possible? From outside looking in, it looks like a magician. It's just we changed our thought process on to ultimately get what we want. We got clear. And I think the number one reason why this is a big deal is because I think most people are afraid to say what they really want. I want to be stupid rich. I think most people say, well, I just want to make a good living. I want to be stupid rich. Like they're saying one thing, but really deep down, they know something else is different. So therefore they have to, you know, like, again, it's weird feeling when you make 50 grand in a day and you don't really work, as opposed to being a mule working hard every day for 365 days to make 50 grand. It's a different mind. It messes with you depending where you grew up too. So like for me, it's like it was something I had to overcome. Because I'm telling you, you can make 50 grand in a day. So, and it feels weird, but it feels amazing too. And I think the lie we tell ourselves, I just want to be comfortable. Well, comfortable today, because we're younger, when we're 80, making the money we're making, our health is different. You know, I don't want to end up in a nursing home. You know, that takes a lot of money not to end up in a nursing home. I want to have private nurses. That takes a lot of money. Like I'm preparing today for the future. Most people are living for today, for tomorrow, and that's about it. So
yeah.
The money talk.
On top of that, yeah, money's okay, right? I mean, I think a lot of people, they fail to realize, and I used to go through that and think that, oh man, I finally accepted that. I'm like, here's the amount of money I want and I don't have it. And I'm going to go do what I want to do to get it done. Obviously within the realms of running good ethical business, right? But at the same time, I think people fail to just accept that. And you got these people out here preaching going, I would do this for the rest of my life and never get paid. Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like you got people teaching that stuff out there. Oh, follow your passion. Something you would do for the rest of your life. You never got paid. Well, you're not going to do it for that long if you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay to make money doing something you love, and it's okay to make money doing something that you like and that you don't fucking
wait,
love.
Wait, Nate. Nate. I hate that you're saying that. It's okay to make stupid money.
Yeah, there you go.
Without doing much, right?
You know, and I think as we got real estatepreneurios listening, right? And you're an entrepreneur, and you look at other opportunities, and you don't have to absolutely be in complete love with the product or the business to make money with it. You can be, if you focus on the relationship and the growth and the other pieces, and it's okay. I guess that's what I'm trying to get along. Like all these other people preaching, you got to be in love with your business or you'll never want to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's days I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go to my business today.
Exactly. Dude, I hate real estate. I hate real estate.
There's a clip for the show.
I know. I hate tenants. I hate management companies. I hate a lot of the pieces in the game. I hate contractors. But at the end of the day, I love the people we're helping. We're helping private investors. We're helping sellers in a bad situation. We're helping buyers buy their dream home, if you will, or whatever at that moment. So I love that piece. More importantly, I love my team. I love my team that loves real estate. Like, again, back to what do I want to be known for? I remember I used to go to every house. I used to do all the rehab. I used to pick out all the doorknobs, the nickel-plated doorknobs or whatever. I don't want to be known as the guy that picked out the best doorknobs in the house. I don't care about real estate. I care about the team and the business and what it again, here's the difference. I want the business to serve me. I don't want to serve the business. And I think when you change the mindset of that, like, how can the business serve you? Why do we always have to serve our business? We're going to serve our clients no matter what. But the business is meant to make us money, to get us fucking rich, so we can go do what we really want to do. Take care of our family, take care of our health, take care of our financial future, build our legacy. Like, to me, it's just a different mindset. And if you can really drill down that, and more importantly, stop talking shit to yourself, act like you don't want that. Everyone wants that. Like, why wouldn't you want that? If you're a real estatepreneur, that's why you're trying to make more money. And, you have that real talk. And you got to be careful who you tell that to, because some people are like, oh, dude, you're just money hungry. All right, cool. That says more about them than you anyways. Because guess what? They're going to be running a GoFundMe page next week for $1,200 for braces for their kids that you don't have to worry about ever doing. Like, that's my biggest – I don't want to ever have a GoFundMe page. GoFundMe. Again, people have some bad situations and they're, they didn't prepare properly. So it's a problem, man. It really is.
I think that's a good place to wrap. I could keep going all day with you, Mark, and we'll have to bring you back to talk more. So anybody looking for Mark Evans DM, look for him anywhere. He's got the Making of a DM podcast out there. He's on Instagram every single day bragging about his workouts and giving positive vibes to people. By the way, thank you for the influence, because I'm trying to be more like you when I grow up, trying to be more positive. So thank you for that. Mark Evans, DM. Anything else you want to say as we're wrapping up here?
Yeah, just keep listening to the show. Keep following you guys. Keep paying attention. Not necessarily what you say, but what your actions are behind it. Like, you guys keep showing up. You keep providing value and, stick with it. I think at the end, just stick with it. I think people are quitting too soon on things. So stay with it. And, like Nate said, we don't want to show up every day, but you have to. What's the alternative? I'm not tapping out. But no, man, I'd love for people to follow me at Mark Evans DM on Instagram and Facebook and all that. And, I appreciate you guys having me and sharing some insights.
Brother, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.